The other day, Trump was over in Turkey making talks and everything like that. And then on his way back, of course, we heard about it. He had switched planes because of a threat and so forth and so on. And I didn't know it at the time, but yes, Trump does travel, usually, especially overseas. He travels with an entourage as also backup aircraft, not only for his equipment, but for himself and his staff. So at first I thought this was odd, but it wasn't. So Trump does travel with backup aircraft. All right, so that's that. So my mind goes automatically, guys. I mean, the whole thing is based off of what was told to them by Israeli intelligence that there was a viable, credible threat for assassination attempt on Donald Trump. All right, so we look at what happened right there, guys. I'm going to go back here a little bit and a little bit of history here and lead some facts up to you here. What I don't believe the story being told. At the same time that Trump took off, around the same time, there was a Pakistani aircraft that went down for some odd reasons over the ocean there, just off the coast of Pakistan, Oman, I think it was. And of course, we know that they could put transponders markings on different aircraft or turn them on and off for different aircraft. So it's not too far feasible. I thought at first for this to go on that they put the transponder on another aircraft while Trump skedaddled the other direction. Not beyond reason, okay? Well, no, because Trump's pathway back to the United States would not have been in that direction. So that's really not a possibility. So he went back to Europe. He took another aircraft back to Europe. He took his fleet of other personnel and other crap with him and everything like that. And then he went back into his other plane in the UK or in England and returned to the United States with his other stuff and everything. The whole thing stinks, guys. Okay. Now, I did some checking already, and all these sources about the intelligence, about the possible assassination attempt. Now, there's been two, maybe three in the recent, 8, 9 days, 10 days, that's been told to us by Israel. All these sources can be linked back to Israel about this. Even the ones that the United States intelligence has come up with themselves, all can be linked back to Israeli sources. And I'm not saying Israel done it, okay? All right, so here's the thing, guys. I don't believe anything that comes out of Israel. I don't believe a damn word they say. I just cannot do it, all right? There's too much skepticism about what they say and do and how they propose themselves and everything like that, put themselves out. That I even doubt the legitimacy to claim to who they are or who they think they are. I can go into this for on and everything like that, but I do believe they are lying about who and what they are. Let me give you an idea what Israel is. And of course, we know that if you break it down a little bit, we all have done this, Israel. What do these separate words mean? Ish, I-S-H, is person, individual, person. Ra is bad or very unseemly person or unseemly, just bad morals, that kind of thing. And El, of course, is God. So we put these three terms together, Ish, Ra, El, Israel, we have a person, bad, God. So when we think about Israel, Israel, person, God, bad, God. All right? It ain't too hard to do it. It's also associated with an Egyptian god, Ra, who also had the name Ammon, which also means the hidden one. So when we go to think about Israel and the Jewish people, remember that term, Israel, person, bad, God. So you put it together any way you want to. That's what the hell it means. So therefore, that is one of the bases why I don't believe a damn word that comes from their mouth or anybody that proclaims to be Jewish. All right, I'm going to put it point blank. I don't believe you. They're known to be liars. They're contemptuously liars. But anyway, on to what happened now. So Trump switched planes. Why do I think it's Israel is behind this? Of course, again, all the sources link back to Israeli sources. All across the board, guys. No credible sources outside of Israel except what was linked to the United States, leaked to the United States. Now, back last year, Trump and Netanyahu in Israel. Netanyahu had some tension between them about what was going on in Gaza, about what was going to happen to the property in Gaza. Y'all remember Trump was wanting to put out some resorts and stuff like that? Well, that kind of got put down. The Israeli settlers that are moving in there and killing the locals to get the land, recover the land. So there was a bit of tension between them going on between that and several other things, especially about how it was being handled, the atrocities going on, and the border problems going on between Israel, Gaza, Syria, and everybody else. So there was a big beef going on. In fact, we heard about several phone calls that has been made, supposedly made between the two. And, of course, we've heard, and they were not very polite. We heard Trump's comment. He says they don't know what the F they are doing. That was pointed at Netanyahu. So that was last year, June to August, right? So I did some checking. Now, Barron Trump, his pride and joy, his main man, was living in New York at Trump Tower. But in midterm of his semester at New York University, he packed up his bags and moved back to the White House. Top floor, all security. In midterm, not at the end of the term, not at the beginning of the term, but midterm. So this in itself is alarming, a point to think that there was a security risk going on at this time, right when Trump and Netanyahu was having some very bad words about each other. All right? So keep that in mind. Melania also started moving. Where did she move to? They're not telling us. Her locations, her destination, where she's going to be, is not publicly known at this moment. It's hard to tell. Of course, we know this also with the rest of members of Trump's immediate family, sons and daughters. So we got that going on, guys. And I'm really telling you all the truth straight up where this is pointed to. Now, y'all remember back last month when we was having these people that look like these Hebrews going into these, I'm just point blank saying it, going into these manhole covers in Manhattan, going who knows where. Then suddenly we have this building in Manhattan on 42nd Street or near right there that collapsed from the 33rd floor up. After they was adding on to it, it was 33 floors, so that's kind of symbol. But yeah, right after they went in there. But I'm going to point out that this is just a short distance, a little over a mile away from Trump Tower. So what's the thing? Of course, we already know that there's some tension between these. We know what happened at 9/11 and who ultimately was responsible, Israel, about their workers inside of the buildings and everything like that. So it's not too hard to imagine that perhaps these people working on the ground was doing some dirty deeds for Israel. I'm just pointing at there, guys. So I don't trust them. I don't believe anything they say. So anyway, the two threats that was issued by Netanyahu or Israeli intelligence, whatever you want to call it, to Trump was actually warnings. We're coming to get you because of him visiting with Turkey, which Turkey and Israel are well known to be quite the enemy of each other. In fact, if nobody's looking, I'm pretty sure Turkey would take a chance and wipe Israel out. But that's my opinion. Of course, I'm biased because I don't fucking like Israel. Point blank. I don't mind saying it. I don't care what happens. Y'all want to, call me out on it, but I don't believe that. I don't trust them. I don't like them. But anyway, that is what's going on, guys. I do believe it wasn't a real threat from Iran. This is ongoing all the time. We've already seen this. But while he was there, this threat the words came from Israel. And I'm saying that Israel is the ones that was actually making the threat. Y'all take it for what y'all want, if you want to and everything. Y'all can badmouth me. Oh, yeah, please. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff like that, guys. I don't do this too often, but I'm going to start doing it. But I appreciate if y'all leave y'all's comments what y'all think. I don't think I'm going out too far on a limb. I have noted the tension between Trump and Netanyahu for a very long time, many, many times. I think we're coming to a head. And remember, not too long ago, I said that for anything to go down against Israel from D.C. or the White House or anything, Trump has to be out of the way because he made a deal. And he can't go back on his word with them. But J.D. Vance didn't make no fucking deal. And y'all remember, J.D. Vance has the death touch. Remember what happened to the Pope? Later, guys.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.